Hello and welcome to Hockey Newb News, a hockey show made for noobs by a noob. I'm your host, Katie, and our top story today, the playoffs are on, and here's what's been happening. Series 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs are well underway, with most teams being at Game 2 or 3 as of the posting of this video. For those who are also new to hockey, the Stanley Cup playoffs we played in a series of up to 7 games. In this first series, there are 16 teams competing to move on. Between the two competing teams, the first to make it to 4 wins will proceed to the next round. This means there can be a minimum of 4 games played per series and a maximum of 7. My god, that is a lot of hockey. The teams who performed better in the regular season were given home ice advantage for their first 2 playoff games. However, they will now be on the road for their next 2. Let's talk about our matchups. First off, we have the number 1 seed, the New York Rangers, playing the last seed, the Capitals. AKA, the 2 most patriotic color combinations in the entire league are playing one another. Our next pair is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers, AKA, Florida on Florida crime. The Panthers are currently leading the Lightning 2-0 in this series, however, it's about to move to Tampa, so we'll see what happens in this upcoming game. Another big rivalry is at play this series, with the Boston Bruins playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. While the Bruins are only leading the series by 1, many Maple Leafs fans have already begun to question when the Leafs' tee times will be scheduled.
I'm gonna need one probably early next week. I got a golf trip already booked. Mitch, could you check the tee times?
Yeah, one sec.
The tee times, Mitch.
Just a sec,
for next week, early next week, late next week? Nope, they're full.
For those of you who are also new to this sport, it is apparently a very common occurrence for the Leafs to be out after the first round of playoffs. Therefore, fans are expecting they will be golfing very soon. The Carolina Hurricanes are currently leading the Islanders 2-1 in their series. Hi, editing Katie here. Filming Katie was wrong. The Hurricanes are leading the Islanders 2-0. Okay, that's all. Bye. Which led to a very quick mood change at this Islanders watch party. The Canucks and Predators are currently tied 1-1 in their series, but the Canucks are currently devising a plan to see if they can trick the Predators into going to a U2 show. Also tied are the Oilers and the Kings. I will not be speaking much on this series as I've already jinxed the Oilers once this season, and am trying my best not to do that again. The reigning champions Vegas are currently 2-0 against the Stars, and like most of the things that come out of Vegas, people are curious if cheating of some sort was involved. Hi, Vegas fans, this is editing Katie. I just needed a joke to put there, so don't hate me, please. Our final matchup, the Jets versus the Avalanche, who are currently tied 1-1. I wanted to make some kind of joke about whiteouts and avalanches and how they somehow work together, but I simply couldn't think of anything. We'll be back with more after this commercial break. Mom, come quick, there's a monster in my closet! Oh, honey, it's okay, but monsters aren't real. Just go check, you'll see, it's really there! Okay, sweetheart, calm down. I'll go check your closet for you, okay? Honey, there's nothing. Ah! It's okay, sweetheart, it's not a monster. It's just Gritty. Gritty! What's in Your Closet featuring celebrity guest Gritty, coming to a station near you soon. Our next story, hockey is officially moving to Utah. The Arizona Coyotes team was sold to new owners in Utah and will now be headquartered in Salt Lake City. Yesterday, players went to visit the state of Utah and see the new arena they'll be playing in, and they were greeted by a very warm response. Team name options have begun being trademarked in the possibility that they will be chosen for the official name. Here are the 8 names that have been trademarked so far, and because I'm not a real reporter, I will be looking at my phone for reference. Mammoths, Yetis, Blizzard, Hockey Club, Venom, Outlaws, Ice, and Fury. While multiples of these could be good possible names, we need to talk about the ones that are absolutely not. First off, the Utah Ice, because no other hockey team has anything to do with ice. Many people are griping about the fact that Utah Hockey Club was trademarked. However, I do believe this is for a management or ownership purpose and not an actual team name. But what am I saying? I'm new to this sport, I could be completely wrong. Many do like the idea of the name Yeti, however, I don't recall Utah being home of any actual Yetis, so I am slightly confused by this choice. Our next story, the PWHL have officially broken another attendance record this season. Toronto played Montreal in their Battle of the Top game in Montreal and drew a crowd of over 21,000 fans. This is the second time this season that the PWHL has broken a women's hockey attendance record, proving that yes, people do indeed want to watch women's sports. This led to a very heartfelt moment of Canadian hockey player Marie-Philip Poulin getting a standing ovation from the entire crowd. When discussing the inaugural PWHL season, Poulin said, "We've been filling buildings all throughout the league. We thought it would be a 1-week-long excitement, and it's been, what? It's April 20th, and people are showing up. I think it's a movement. It's bigger than ourselves." Since this is a show for hockey noobs, we have our first hockey explanation of the week, the Winnipeg Whiteout. The Whiteout was originally a marketing tactic that began in 1987 when Winnipeg was set to play the Calgary Flames. Due to the fact that the Calgary Flames' signature color is red, Winnipeg wanted to combat this by having their own identifiable color. After narrowing it down, the team decided on asking everybody to appear in white. This did take a pause when Winnipeg lost their team that would then become the Arizona Coyotes. However, when they were able to regain the Jets as a team, the Whiteout began in earnest again in 2015. With one quote saying, "If there had not been a whiteout when the Jets made the playoffs for the first time in 2015, it would have been bedlam." This playoff ritual still holds strong with the entire city supporting the whiteout. Fans in attendance of the game will wear all white, most of the time, and the 5,000-person street party that they had prior to the game was completely sold out with fans clad in white lining the streets around the arena. Boston Bruins goalies Jeremy Swayman and Linus Ullmark are known for their signature goalie hug that they do after every win. Fans of the infamous goalie hug were excited to see Linus Ullmark's wife and Jeremy Swayman's girlfriend recreate the hug this week. No matter what team you cheer for, the goalie hug is universally loved. This has been Katie here with your inaugural episode of Hockey Noob News. Stay tuned for more playoff updates, and as always, let's go hockey.